The scope of work involves ceiling fan installation within occupied buildings. The process starts with the removal of the existing ceiling fixture from the roughing box, taking care to save the fixture for potential reuse or disposal as directed. The next step is the removal of the old electrical box. It is crucial to retain all existing wiring during this process, ensuring that no damage occurs to the conductors. An old work ceiling fan bracket box, specifically the friction fit type, will be installed into the existing hole. This type of box relies on friction to secure itself to the floor joist, providing a stable mounting point for the new ceiling fan. All of the old wires need to be reinstalled into the new fan box, ensuring correct connections are made according to electrical codes. A new 48-inch fan with an accessory light canopy featuring a 3-globe fixture will be assembled. 4 fans will be installed per unit in the occupied buildings. Advance notice will be given to the owner prior to commencing work in each unit, allowing them to inform the tenants. A thorough cleanup of all debris is required, without placing any burden on the tenants to move their furniture out of the way. This requires careful planning and execution to minimize disruption and maintain a clean work environment. The time allocation for each fan installation is as follows. Firstly, assembly is allotted 1 hour. Secondly, demolition, installation, and cleanup are allocated 1 hour. Thirdly, the logistics of working in occupied buildings are estimated at 0.75 hours. The total number of fans to be installed is 550. The bid structure is based on the per fan installation cost, encompassing all aspects of the scope of work and time allocation. It is important to adhere to all relevant electrical codes and safety regulations throughout the installation process. This includes ensuring proper grounding, using appropriate wire connectors, and verifying the integrity of all connections. Attention should be paid to the existing wiring, checking for any signs of damage or deterioration. If any issues are found, they should be addressed promptly before proceeding with the installation. The selection of the old work ceiling fan bracket box is critical to the success of the installation. The box must be compatible with the existing hole size and the type of ceiling joist. It should also be rated to support the weight of the new ceiling fan and light fixture. During the assembly of the new fan, it is important to follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully. This includes ensuring that all components are properly secured and that the fan blades are balanced. The wiring connections for the fan and light fixture must be made according to the wiring diagram, paying attention to the correct polarity. When working in occupied buildings, it is essential to minimize disruption to the tenants. This includes keeping noise levels down, avoiding blocking access to hallways or doorways, and cleaning up any spills or messes immediately. Communication with the tenants is also important, keeping them informed of the progress of the work and addressing any concerns they may have. The cleanup process should include removing all debris from the work area, sweeping or vacuuming the floor, and disposing of any waste materials properly. The work area should be left in a clean and tidy condition, minimizing any inconvenience to the tenants. In summary, the ceiling fan installation project requires careful planning, attention to detail, and adherence to all relevant codes and regulations. By following these guidelines, the installation can be completed safely and efficiently, with minimal disruption to the occupants of the buildings. Prior to commencing work, a thorough site assessment should be conducted to identify any potential hazards or challenges. This may include checking for asbestos, lead paint, or other hazardous materials. It is also important to verify the structural integrity of the ceiling joists and to ensure that they are capable of supporting the weight of the new ceiling fan. The selection of tools and equipment is also critical to the success of the installation. It is important to use the correct tools for each task and to ensure that they are in good working order. This may include having a variety of screwdrivers, wire strippers, pliers, and other hand tools, as well as a power drill, a saw, and a vacuum cleaner. The use of personal protective equipment, or PPE, is also essential for worker safety. This may include wearing safety glasses, gloves, and a dust mask. When working at heights, it is important to use a ladder or scaffolding that is in good condition and that is properly secured. Before starting any electrical work, it is essential to disconnect the power to the circuit. This can be done by turning off the breaker at the electrical panel. It is also important to test the circuit to ensure that it is energized before proceeding with the work. When making wiring connections, it is important to use the correct type of wire connectors and to ensure that they are properly installed. This will help to prevent loose connections, which can cause electrical hazards. After the installation is complete, it is important to test the ceiling fan to ensure that it is working properly. This includes checking the fan speed, the light fixture, and the remote control if applicable. It is also important to verify that the fan is not making any unusual noises or vibrations. Finally, it is important to document the installation, including the date, the location, and the type of ceiling fan that was installed. This information can be helpful for future maintenance or repairs. Working on a military base requires adherence to specific security protocols and regulations. It is essential to obtain the necessary clearances and to follow all instructions given by security personnel. This may include undergoing background checks, attending safety briefings, and wearing identification badges. The installation of 550 ceiling fans is a significant undertaking that requires careful planning and coordination. It is important to develop a detailed schedule and to track progress closely to ensure that the project is completed on time and within budget. This may involve using project management software or other tools to help manage the workload and to communicate with the project team. The logistics of working in occupied buildings can be challenging. It is important to communicate effectively with the tenants and to minimize disruption to their daily lives. This may involve scheduling work during off-peak hours, providing advance notice of any planned outages, and cleaning up any messes promptly. The per-fan bid structure should take into account all of the costs associated with the project, including labor, materials, equipment, and overhead. It is important to accurately estimate these costs to ensure that the bid is competitive and profitable. The overall success of the project depends on the ability to effectively manage all of these factors. By following these guidelines, the ceiling fan installation project can be completed successfully, providing a comfortable and safe environment for the occupants of the buildings. Remember to always consult with a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns about electrical work. Electricity can be dangerous, and it is important to take all necessary precautions to prevent accidents. Also, ensure you have the correct permits and inspections completed in accordance with local and national electrical codes. Safety should always be the top priority when working with electricity. The removal of the existing ceiling fixture should be done carefully to avoid damaging the fixture or the surrounding ceiling. The fixture should be disconnected from the electrical wiring and then gently lowered to the ground. If the fixture is to be reused, it should be stored in a safe place where it will not be damaged. The removal of the old electrical box should also be done carefully to avoid damaging the existing wiring. The box should be disconnected from the wiring and then removed from the ceiling joist. If the box is secured with nails or screws, they should be removed before attempting to remove the box. The installation of the old works ceiling fan bracket box should be done according to the manufacturer's instructions. The box should be inserted into the existing hole and then secured to the ceiling joist using the friction fit mechanism. It is important to ensure that the box is properly aligned and that it is securely attached to the ceiling joist. The reinstallation of the old wires into the new fan box should be done according to the wiring diagram. The wires should be connected to the appropriate terminals in the fan box, ensuring that the connections are tight and secure. It is important to use the correct type of wire connectors for the connections. The assembly of the new 48-inch fan with accessory light canopy should be done according to the manufacturer's instructions. The fan blade should be attached to the motor housing, and the light canopy should be attached to the fan housing. The wiring connections for the fan and light fixture should be made according to the wiring diagram. It is important to ensure that all components are properly secured and that the fan blades are balanced. The installation of the 4 fans per unit should be done according to the layout plan. The fans should be spaced evenly throughout the unit to provide adequate air circulation. It is important to ensure that the fans are not installed too close to any obstructions, such as walls or furniture. The cleanup of all debris should be done thoroughly to ensure that the unit is left in a clean and tidy condition. All debris should be removed from the work area and the floor should be swept or vacuumed. Any spills or messes should be cleaned up immediately.